Well, so we hope that you'll be motivated by that very piece, and this is what we're going to do. We'll bring you a lot more of these motivations, not only from foreign personalities, but also locally as well. To use a lot more better phrase, just to get us
homegrown policies.
Okay. Well, so that was Tyler Perry. We know that he's a media mogul, so to speak. From underground, has done so well.
But he's loved by a lot of Africans as well.
We are loving because many of his themes on his plays and movies really almost like home touching. Yeah, they touch our hearts, so to speak.
All right, now let's dig into the newspapers. I've got the Daily Graphic newspaper front page. Our president is smiling really nicely with the national chief imam. Beautiful photograph on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper comes with the headline, "Government will not declare load shedding in spite of power challenges," and appeals to Muslim youth not to be used as political party tags. Muntie FM apologizes to CJ, other judges, and EC to come up with modalities to delete NHIS voters from the electoral roll. Back page of the Daily Graphic, businessman builds offices, accommodation for police at Assam, Assam. Okay, forgive me if I didn't pronounce that well. Ashanti Regional Minister cuts sword for road projects. These are the back page headlines when you grab the Daily Graphic newspaper of today. But let's stay with page 20 inside the paper. Let me just read a little bit of this story for you on the Electoral Commission, because really I am thinking that they should come out today. They should come and tell us something today. Okay, so it says that the Electoral Commission has decided to come up with modalities and a date to comply with the Supreme Court's order to delete the 56,739 names it submitted to the court as the list of National Health Insurance Scheme registrants on the electoral roll. The head of communications at the EC, Eric Kofi Jakpasu, told the Daily Graphic yesterday that the EC would also take steps to delete other names of persons who registered with NHIS cards but which were not immediately known to the Commission. Okay, so it looks like this time around the Commission kind of understood what the Supreme Court directives were. We'll see how that goes. Lots more stories in the Daily Graphic. You can grab it.
And talking about that very case, front page of the Daily Dispatch has a story. Now the Supreme Court has spoken. No excuses for defeats in 2016. You have a picture there of all the presidential candidates and those likely to be presidential candidates there. Very interesting.
How about those likely to be presidents?
Okay, those likely to be president. And we have a lot more stories, but you get to today. There's my favorite pullout is not here.
Yes, there was a holiday. Maybe they decided to take a break.
Or all the constituencies.
Okay. Yeah.
But Peter Otokunos, lost the wife very recently.
Yeah.
And Anna Boama, that is Yaiji Wabrobe, that's the maiden name. She will be buried 9th of July.
Okay, so that's this weekend.
The 9th of July this weekend.
Today's 7th.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's on Saturday.
I'll see what I
can. She's really, really young. I couldn't believe it.
It will be done at the Accra International Conference Center. That's where she'll be laid in state, I think. And then interment is at. It's a very sad incident.
I don't know. Our condolences to you, Peter Otokuno. This is really hard because I know that you have a really, really young family and you were so into your wife. Can't believe that this has happened to you. I mean, I couldn't believe it myself for a couple of days.
It's a very sad incident.
Yeah.
It's a very sad incident.
All right, let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Power tariff reduction. It's realignment, not subsidy. President clarifying. For a very long we all thought, but what's the difference really? We'll get into page 15 and see. Muntie FM becks Chief Justice, Supreme Court. Back page, whole municipality records some 1,736 criminal cases. Kundum Festival launched. But let's get into page 15 and let's see, subsidy or not. Okay, so it says that the President, John Mahama says the tariff reduction for electricity consumers was a realignment of the billing system and not subsidy. Quote, it is not a subsidy. It is a realignment of the billing system. According to him, the realignment has produced tariff reduction relief and also made the bills more transparent by ensuring that consumers get to know what they actually consume. I tell you what, I've just read like a paragraph or two, but I still don't know the difference between realignment and subsidy. You should grab the paper and read the rest of the story. Roland.
Right, front page of the Daily Guide has a story. We don't fear jail. NDC boys tell judges.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think that's the truth.
Okay, so read a bit.
They've come out to apologize a lot more.
No, that's the station.
And then
so
we
maybe
also have,
they as individuals.
Okay, I'll read that. Leave EC alone, Mahama. Kotokoli chief touts Nanado victory. Let's see how that goes.
Hey!
And let's see what the story says. It says the embattled Muntie FM afternoon political program host and two members of the NDC communication team who have been on the public spotlight for threatening the lives of judges on a live radio show have dared their cause to order the IRS and jail them. On June 23, blah, blah, blah.
That's the background of the story.
Okay, I think they are quoting the tape itself.
So they made a declaration
in the tape they
that
said,
they don't fear.
So now, because in the story it says they've been begging. Yeah. But that talks about headlines for you.
Oh, Charlie.
Newspaper headlines. Let me do the center spread of the Daily Guide.
Yeah, I would have been surprised if you didn't go there.
Yes.
There are no beautiful women there today, that's why.
We have Castro shall return, according to Kofi Kinata. And then we also have Deeper Life Church to bury Kuku Bonsam's mom. You know, the mom is a Christian, has passed on and will be buried by her church, Deeper Life.
Okay.
But says the story says the son is
objecting to that?
No, it's a traditional priest, so to speak.
Okay, so what's the news there?
That's traditional priest having the mom to be buried by a church. You don't get it, eh?
I don't.
Kumawood grabs Bismarck the joke. Okay. I think he's doing a film there.
All right, let's see. The Business and Financial Times newspaper, Capital Rural Bank posts satisfactory growth. Industry should fund relevant economic research. GASM gives some 420,000 bucks. And a lot more business stories. Farmers advocate one community, one dam policy. Civil aviation bans drones. That's also been topical on social media, particularly on Facebook. Like you need a license in order to operate one. Back page continuation of a lot more of the headlines you find on the front page of the Business and Financial Times newspaper. We want to hit myjoyonline.com, and there's been some international news as well. Oscar Pistorius finally getting a sentence for murder, and he gets 6 years. We'll get into that issue as well. And in Kenya, there's another story that's been brewing. More, but first, Roland, myjoyonline.com.
Okay, let's look at Stampede at Salah Jams, 9 dead, and we brought you that story. Erastus Asari Dankor was on the line, and it says it happened in the Ashanti region, a community center at Asawasi. That's where the incident occurred. Next story. The one secret to success that you don't know, it's on the opinion page. Ronaldo walks Portugal to Euro 2016 finals after seeing of Wales, and I don't get it. They never won any match. And Ronaldo has not been at his best in the tournament.
No.
But he fired a goal, and then his shot also led to another.
But that's the thing with football, is the results that matters.
Yeah, but that's also the thing with talent in football. If you're talented,
yeah,
and you tend to have your way most of the time.
I think Wales, they've done well.
Yeah, they exceeded expectations.
Yeah.
I watched their last match against Belgium, and I didn't think that they would do well, but they did well.
Yesterday's
They're
game,
ferocious on the field.
irrespective of the scores, was boring, by the way.
It was boring, eh?
Yes, it was for me.
I think Germany will win the tournament. That's my prediction. We are back to doom. So expert dismisses Mahama's assurances, even though we're told that we're not in the doomsday period or the low shedding period. Muntie apology critical, timely, according to human rights lawyer or legal practitioner, I should say, Xavier Sosu. Give EC peace of mind to do its work, Mahama urges, and the president called on Ghanaians to give the Electoral Commission the space to conduct the 2016 elections in peace.
All right.
Muntie FM regrets dissociates itself from comment against judges. We'll see how that goes. And then we have one more story. Says make Akufo-Addo EC chair, Mahama will still win 2016 polls. A story attributed to Kofi Adams. Case against EC, much ado about nothing, according to Johnson Esiedun Ketsia.
General Mosquito. All right, lots more stories.
Okay, so basically those are the stories bordering on politics, and now we got the tragic news about the Asawasi incident this morning.
Yeah, yes, and then we'll get back to Erastus Asare Donkor later on in our show for more updates on that very sad situation. Now let's do the BBC, and we know that South African Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for the murder of his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp in 2013. There's a rap that we wanted to play for you on this because his demeanor in courts, we know that the lady's father also spoke, and there's been a lot of talk about the 6-year sentence because the minimum, according to the law in South Africa, with the charge that he's been found guilty of, it should be 15 years. But surprisingly, the judge decided to give him some 6 years. Here's a rap of Oscar being jailed.
Pistorius, and you get to see what really transpired in court and his demeanor, etc.
Yeah,
he was a great guy on the field.
Yeah,
but the incident really shocked the whole world, especially how tragic it was, and knowing that, according to what the others also said, a gentleman who sometimes could just be in some rage, you know. And the court took all these comments or
into consideration.
The testimonies from
but
the witnesses into consideration.
I was listening to a lawyer in South Africa who was commenting on the sentencing, and she was saying that because she was in the courtroom, she felt like the judge was a bit angry because the Supreme Court had overturned her earlier decision. I think it was double homicide. That was the initial charge. The initial charge. That was what exactly, and that came with a sentencing as well. I think he served about a year or 9 months, and then house arrest like subsequently. So she said something like, okay, so the judge, after all these things, she said she'll be in her chambers if anybody wants to appeal. So she felt like the judge wasn't happy because of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn and give him a murder charge. So there we have it. And I also heard that somebody went to steal with a toy gun. He didn't actually do like a real shooting. The person didn't get killed, but this was a black person, and he got 15 years or something. And this is like a true killing, all in South Africa. So there are a lot of talking points in South Africa. People thinking, is it because it's white and things like that? Yeah.
Very interesting. And also there's an incident in the US about a black man was in Baton Rouge.
Charlie. I mean, I haven't really seen the video, but I've seen the pictures. It was close range. You find the police officers sitting on him or something of the sort.
Well, the police officer also said he was armed, but we don't really.
But when you have the person on the ground,
it means that he's incapacitated or perhaps handicapping in a way.
Well, okay. Well, there's also trouble brewing in Kenya. Here's a wrap of something that's, I think is gory, you can describe that. A human rights lawyer, his clients and driver all murdered, and says Kenyan lawyer tortured before death. Here's a wrap of that as well.
Your comments, and then when we come back, we'll be looking at sports with Benedict also.
Dr. Arthur Adu in South Africa, thank you very much for watching our show and for all your observations. Thanks a lot. This one says, to the gone souls, may their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen. And this has to do with the Aswasi incident where we're told 9 people have died. This one says anybody can misbehave and later make apology to the Supreme Court of the land. Let's see what happened to Messi of Barcelona and his dad due to tax fraud. They have been jailed for 21 months. Ghana, we're joking, from Honorable Sami Ahimfo of Kenyasi in Kumasi. Okay, let's see. This one says our president always try to cloud issues with national interest. If there's no light, there's no light, no excuses. Abdul Salam Jua from Bimbala. Thank you a lot for the message, and you say some nice things to the two of us. We really appreciate it. This one says, why is the EC not trying to obey the Apex Court orders? Is that something the EC is benefiting from the registrants? Well, I will not continue to read the rest of your message, Edonia Nelson from Pasa, because I think in the graphic newspaper, we're told that the communications director of the Electoral Commission has said that the commission intends to comply fully with the directives given by the Supreme Court. So this time around, it looks like there's a clear understanding and we know where we are going. The only thing that we're all worried about is timing. Because as we speak, we're still amending so that we can vote in November instead of December. So we'll see how that goes. Lots more messages, but why don't we make way now for Akwesi Dankwa? Just one more. This one says, good morning, my senior comrade Roland Mamavi, please, I want you to help us ask the Deputy Education Minister. Remember that he assured 2015 service personnel that those in the remote areas are going to be maintained. We don't know whether it's still coming or not. Rafik from Yendi. This assurance was made. We'll do a follow-up on it for you. Yeah.
All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, Benedict also, we know that it seems Andy Murray and Roger Federer, following the exits of Djokovic, now could be meeting themselves because they'll be going to the semi-finals next.
Yeah, I saw
the women's semi-finals will be tonight.
I mean, I kind of fell in love all over again with Roger Federer when I saw the playback of the game with Chile yesterday.
Sweet tennis, romantic tennis man.
How can you be 2 sets down? I mean, a man of his age and
how
everything.
Old is he now?
He's about 36, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks good. Really looks
and then he comes back really strong. And listen, the game wasn't a cheap game at all. And I want him to win. I want him to win Wimbledon this year.
Right.
It will be
so
nice.
We'll see how that goes. Benedict will also be here with a lot more sports. Thank you. Right now, we'll have to take a break. We'll be right back.